If you want to be happy for a year, get married. If you want to be happy for 10 years, get a dog. But if you want to be happy for the rest of your life, make a garden. And that's what I'd like to, that quote's from Martha Stewart, and I just loved it. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. I am having the best time tending my garden. Now, I've always loved flowers. I've always loved gardens, but somehow life seemed to get in the way. But when my kids were young, I used to create magnificent garden beds. People would stop or ring my doorbell and say, "Your garden is so beautiful." But then the kids grew up, I was painting full-time, and then when I wasn't painting full-time, I was busy doing something else. So my gardens are really on hillsides, and the hillsides are mainly made up of grasses and native plants so that they don't need as much water. I mean, I'm one of those people who would love to have an English cottage garden, but I live in the desert. I mean, Los Angeles is a desert. Anyway, recently I had to buy some plants for the hillside to fill in, and I started taking care of my plants. And for months, years, I didn't really take care of these pots. Well, suddenly it came to me, and I started taking care of the pots, and they just flourished. And I have had the best time. I would go out there the first thing in the morning, and I would pick all the dead leaves. If there's a yellow leaf, it's gone. If there's a dead flower, it's gone. And it's amazing what just a little bit of care, giving care to these plants and pots has done. And I've started really being very creative with what I put in the pots. I've got miniature morning glory, I've got verbena, I've got geraniums, I've got something that I don't know the name of, but I'm loving it. I really find my bliss every morning. As I say, every morning I go out, in the evening I go out, I snip off everything. I love this line, it's called Fertilize Friday. So now I'm fertilizing these pots every Friday or Saturday or Sunday. I've even got an app that for plants, and it tells me what the disease is. It tells me what the plant is, what the disease is, and how to treat it. And most of it is natural. Like, did you ever hear of putting an aspirin in a quart of water and feeding plants? Anyway, that's what you're supposed to do. And also spraying them with soap, spraying them with neem oil. I'm really having a great time. You know that story, people used to laugh at Prince Charles because he used to talk to his plants, but it's been proven that the plants appreciate the extra oxygen when you talk to them. And he was called a tree hugger, the best thing to be. So I'm having the best time. It's filling me with such joy that I wanted to suggest it to you. Now, maybe you live in an apartment. Maybe there's not enough. Maybe you could have indoor plants if there's any kind of light. You could have an outdoor plant on a patio. And, you know, they say, well, you can't just have one plant. I'm sorry, I disagree. You could have one plant and, you know, take really good care of it. So I'm loving it. And I just wanted to share this with you. Oh, I've got to tell you, who gets bliss going to Home Depot? So one of my trees has a problem, and I needed to go to Home Depot to get this special kind of herbicide, fungicide, something. And what is it? And it's organic. So I drive to Home Depot, and I haven't been there in years. That's not my place, but I saw all these flowers, and I had the best time going to Home Depot. I can't wait for the next time. I'm getting so much joy shopping for plants, looking at plants, going on YouTube. I was talking about that app, and I use it all the time to look at what I think is a problem with my plants, and it tells me what to do. And there's also an app if you like birds. There's an app that tells you, you press a button, it listens to the birds, and it tells you what kind of a bird it is. So let's go over and look at my plants. Oh my goodness, this is so funny. This is a football. It's, oh my goodness, I don't think it's doing well. But this is from our grandsons playing in the pool. That's funny. So look at this verbena. I loved it because of the color. Yesterday, it was empty. There were no flowers. I was ready to pull it out and say goodbye. I'm sorry, but you're not performing. And look at it today. It's wonderful. And I love the combination of apricot and lavender. I'm really into apricot colored plants. And let's see, are there any? Oh, yellow leaf, be gone. I get rid of all the yellow leaves. Oh, and here's a leaf that died. I mean, I get rid of everything that isn't supposed to be, that doesn't look wonderful. Now, this is another one that I got at Home Depot. It's not doing that great, but it wasn't that great to begin with, but I bought it because it was on sale, and also it looked, I love the idea of the cottagey garden look. I'm going to make it work. Watch me feed it even more. I'm going to make it work. Now, this was the plant that had so many aphids, and they're almost gone. I mean, I have to look hard to find them. And I got rid of them by putting, as I told you, that Castile, Dr. Bonner's Castile soap in 1 tablespoon in a quart of water. And I just sprayed all over and I made them be gone. So I want to show you one of our hillsides. This is the back hillside. And you can see where part of it is really blooming and doing well. And another part is empty. And my husband keeps on saying, I don't want to see dirt. And I'm trying to get rid of dirt. But I'm not succeeding. Well, I'm starting to succeed. So let me show you the hillside. So you see the dirt. I've just planted a lot of Santa Barbara daisies and gazanias and something else that I never can remember the name of. And I actually need to buy a whole bunch more of gazanias. Do you see those? Those are called gazanias. So I'm going to get another couple of flats of those. I made sure to plant a lot of milkweed. Do you know what milkweed is for? It's for the butterflies. And today I kept on seeing these gorgeous butterflies. There's even one on the hillside now, but I don't think we can see it. The purple flowers are salvia, and I planted them all over. I love that purple accent. I think they're gorgeous, especially combined with the orange and yellow and red milkweed. Did I mention that these are mandevilla and they bloom constantly? They're an absolute joy. And I must say that this gardening has brought me so much joy and so much pleasure. I want you to find something that brings you the same kind of joy and pleasure. So part of the bliss of the garden is also the creativity, the combinations of flowers, and you know what else? Is putting food in with the flowers. So I'd love to see strawberries spilling over the top, basil, I've got some thyme, and how about blueberries? And that reminds me, I've got a great recipe for you by Jacque Pepin, and it's a blueberry crumble. So let's go inside and I'll show you the recipe. You know, I was on the Food Network. You know that? Yes, I was in a show called Clash of the Grandmas, and we competed, let's see, to see who would win. I came in third. I was in the first round, and then I got knocked out in the second round. Anyway, I didn't win the second round, but I had a great time. And in fact, this is the apron that they gave me that I wore, and it was a lot of fun. So it was a great treat. And you're going to say, how did you get on the Food Network? I started cooking. I used to sit on the kitchen counter and watch my mother cook. And she was a great cook. People loved coming to our house because she was a wonderful cook. And that's how it all started. I loved watching my mother. I continued cooking. I remember the first recipe I made for my husband, after we were married, after our honeymoon. What did I make? Lobster fra diavolo. Who makes that? I did. I feel I'm fearless. If I can read it, I can make it. So that's how it all started. And and later on, I would take cooking classes, love them. In fact, on one of them, I went to New York City and actually to Connecticut and studied with Jacque Pepin. And in fact, that's the recipe we're going to make today, not the recipe we made in Connecticut. You know what we made there? We made a fabulous pepper bread. It was bread with a lot of pepper in it. It was wonderful. But what there's a cookbook by Jacque Pepin. I think it's called Fruits. I'll get the name of it in a minute. And he's got just delicious recipes in it. And one of those recipes, which is a blueberry crumble, I thought would be perfect for summer, for you, and for me. Every time I make it, people ask me for the recipe. And I thought, perfect, I'll make it for my subscribers and for my viewers. And it's easy, it's perfect for summer, easy to put together. You can even put it together with a grandchild. So come with me and we're going to make it. So the recipe is from this book called Sweet Simplicity, Jacque Pepin's Fruit Desserts. And it doesn't have a picture of it, but you can see how dirty this page is, so that it means that I made it a lot, or I have made it a lot. So it calls for 2 cups of frozen blueberries. So I measured these yesterday, and I like measuring things. So this is 10 ounces. So I put the 10 ounces in here. And then we've got a 1/4 cup of apricot preserves. Okay, 1/4 cup apricot preserves. 2 tablespoons of orange juice. 1, 2. If you put a little bit more in, it doesn't matter. It calls for either sponge cake, angel food cake, or cookies. But the thing that I love buying. I still love Sara Lee. Do you? And I'm going to. So I had this in the freezer. I mean, look how easy this is. Nothing to it. So I guess I'm going to slice, well, I'll put this here, take this out, and that means I get to slice some for myself. Now, so this is the cake, and 3 ounces. So this is, okay. Now I've got a note in my book here. Do you write notes in your books? I do. And it says to grate it, that it's prettier. You think so? I don't know. I'll grate it. I mean, who does this? Nobody. Well, it doesn't look bad. You know that? So I'm going to grate, it says 3 ounces. But I think we all need more Sara Lee cake, right? This is over 3 ounces, but I think everybody needs more than 3 ounces of Sara Lee. Okay, so I'm going to grate it. All right, now I'm going to put it together. I told you this was easy. And I put the blueberries on the bottom. Okay, so I'm just breaking up the apricot preserves a little bit so that they're all well. You know, you could put in peach preserves. You could put in whatever flavor you wanted. Okay, so let's put the. What do you think? Do you like it? Looks kind of nice. But I also like it when it's not too perfect. So let's put some of the cake in the crumbles in also. And then you bake it. So we're going to bake it at, I bake it at, it says 375. I bake it at I wrote down to bake it at 350. So I'm going to put some more of the cake just to cover the blueberry part. And do you see how easy this is? Now, as you can see, I put in more than he says because I like it better. Okay, into the oven it goes. For how long? 30 minutes. Okay, here it goes. Okay, here we go. I get to taste it. So Jacque Pepin says that you can put sour cream or you can put yogurt. He's being healthy. I love vanilla ice cream with it. So that's what I'm going to put on it. I love vanilla ice cream on almost anything. So let's try it. Here we go. So by grating the pound cake, it kind of leaves it absorbs all of that blueberry sauce. Here goes. Mmm. Delicious. Love that pound cake. Blueberries, delicious. Screams summer. And it's so easy to make. You saw how easy it was. So take it to a picnic, take it to a cookout, bring it to a friend's house. Enjoy.